Hello everyone, welcome to channel. Today we are going to discuss the Infosys interview question and its answer. In this interview there was a three round. First is a technical round, second is a techno managerial round, and the third is a HR round. In the last video we have discussed the first round of a technical interview question. Now we are going to discuss the second round question. In this video I will cover automation and the Java interview question along with its answer, and will give the tips to help you crack your next interview. So stay tuned till the end. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any update. So let's begin. Moving to the first question of this video, and the first question is explain how do you pick which test cases to automate. So as an automation tester, I prioritize the test case for the automation based on the several key factors to ensure efficiency and the maintainability, like repetitive and the high frequency test. In these, test cases that need to be executed frequently, such as regression, smoke, and the sanity test, and automating them, it saves the time and the effort. The next concept is a critical scenario. In this concept, any test cases covering a core functionality of the application that must always work correctly, and these test cases involved in the critical scenario. Now the third point is a time consuming and the lengthy test cases. And these test cases cover like scenario that take too long to execute manually, especially those when with a multiple data variation. The next point is a stable and the well-defined test cases. Involve like tests with clear requirement and the stable functionality are good for the candidate. Unstable feature with frequent UI changes are not ideal for the automation. And the important point is the data-driven test cases. In the point, the test cases involve like scenario that require multiple data input, such as the login with the various credentials, API testing with a different payload, or the form validation. I always use a framework like TestNG with a data provider or the external file like Excel JSON to handle these cases efficiently. And the next point is the regression and the cross protection. In this point, the test cases involve like automated tests help validate the impact of the code changes across different browser and the environment. Selenium Grid or the cloud service like Browser Stack or Source Lab help in the parallel execution. Next point is the performance and the load testing. And in this point, the test cases involve like which is useful for the performance validation. Tool like JMeter can be used to simulate multiple user access in the system. We have to cover this all the point while um, picking the test cases uh, for automating. So now, what should I avoid for the automating? Like exploratory testing, usability testing, and the one-time execution test cases requiring the human judgment. So when we pick the test cases for the automations, we avoid the exploratory test cases, usability test cases, and the one-time execution test cases and the simple test cases. By selecting right test cases for the automations, we ensure the better test coverage, faster execution, and the higher software quality. In this way, you have to explain each and every point in the interview. Now moving to the next question, and the next question is write a Java code to print all the array element that appeared at least two times. In this program, we have to print all the array that appear the two times. So first we declare the integer array. First we declare the integer array which contain the array like 40, 2, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4. This array contain the numbers some which appear more than once, and the number is 2, 3, 4 and 7. So for that we use the hash map, because the hash map is used to store the number as a key and their count frequency as a value. In this way we use the hash map. Then we will use the for each loop. Here for each loop means we traverse the array and update the count. Then here we use the get default get or default in bracket num comma 0. it check if the number already exists in the hash map or not. This is a method, and this method check if the number already exists in the hash map or not. If the number is exit, then it retrieve its count and increment by 1. And if not, it initialize the count as 1. And in the next for each loop, we iterate a number and its value. If a number frequency is 2 or more, then it will print as a duplicate value, and our duplicate value C, and the duplicate number will be the 2347. First we declare the integer array, then we use the hash map, then we iterate this array, and here we use get or default method. If the number exists, then it will increment +1, and if the number is not increased, it will remain same as a 1. Again we iterate the hash map and will print a duplicate value. In this way we have print a number which appeared 2 times. I have created a comprehensive notes that are packed with a 2000 plus interview question and answer, which is help to design your success. These notes covered everything about you need to know, from the basics to advanced concept, best practical and the real world interview question. Whether you are beginner or experienced tester, these notes are the perfect resources to boost your knowledge and prepare you for any challenges that come your way. Don't miss out this opportunity to get this complete guide that will take your automation skill to the next level. Grab this copy today and take first step toward mastering in automations. And these notes contain Selenium interview question, manual interview question, and the Java interview question. I have created this type of notes which contain the question, answer, and also I have provided a syntax also with, and also I have provided the example of each questions. If you have these notes, I am giving my link in the comment box and the description box. Go through this link and take these notes, and it will really help you to crack any automation interview. So go through this link. I am giving this link in the description box. Moving to the next question, and the next question is write code to find a broken link in Selenium. In this question, we have to write a code to find the broken links. Means guys, we interviewer tell us to write the code or the syntax in the Selenium questions. So be prepared for that. Now we see the step-by-step explanation. So first we have to set up the Selenium WebDriver. And here we are using the Chrome driver. Like here we are using the Chrome driver. Then we will fetch. Okay. Here we are giving a link that we have to practice on. And here we will use the driver.get method, which is used to open the URL. Then we will fetch all the link from the web pages by using the list of web elements. And then here we are using the anchor tag, which is extract all elements from the web page. Then we have to check whether each link so for that we are using here for each element, means it will iterate the all link. While iterating this link, it will skip empty or missing URL, and it will call the check broken links URL to check the responses. Then here we will verify the HTTP status code. We send the head request to the connections, and then if the status code is greater than the 400, then it's a broken link. In this way, we have to write a code in the interview. So guys, we prepare this code for the interview, and this is the most important question. Generally, this question is asked in the techno managerial round, but in this interview asks this question in the first round. So be prepared uh, for that question. Also, we see first we see the what is broken link. So broken links means a link which is dead link. Also, a link is a hyperlink that does not work due to the issue like 404 means page not found, server error, or the timeout issue. The next question is how do you handle the multiple frame in the Selenium? So in Selenium WebDriver, handling multiple frame is essential when working with the web pages that contain the embedded content. So to handle the multiple frame, there are the three ways. First is a using index. Switch to frame by index, and its syntax is driver dot switch to dot frame, and here we have to give the in the bracket we have to give the index number, and it is useful when there are the multiple frame and we know the order of the frame. The second is the switch to frame by name or the ID, and its syntax is driver dot switch to dot frame name, and here we have to explain as the you are seeing the in the green color. Here we have to write a name or ID of the frame, and this is used when the frame has a unique name or unique ID. The last way is a switch to frame by the web element. For that, we have to locate first web element in the web page, and then we have to write the here here like driver dot switch to dot frame here, and here we have to write the web element XPath, and it is based when there is no name or ID, but we can locate it using XPath of the CSS selector. So in this way we can handle the multiple frame in the Selenium WebDriver. Now we'll move to the next question, and the next question is you have a 10 link. How will you print the title of each link using the Selenium? So in this question we have a 10 link and we have to print the title of each link using the Selenium. So for that, first we will find the all link with the help of anchor tag. Then we'll extract their URL means href attribute. Then we will open each link in a new tab, then switch the new tab, get the title and the print it. And last we close the tab and return to the original page. So we will first open the web page. Then we will find the all link with the help of list of web element. They will create the its size. Then we will iterate the each link with the help of for each attribute. Then with the help of get attribute, href means it extract the URL of each link. Then we will navigate to each link. Then we will print the get title, and we will navigate back to the original page. In this way, we will print the title of each link. The next question is in what cases we need to use implicit and the explicit wait. So basically in Selenium, waiting mechanisms are used to handle the dynamic element and the slow loading pages. First we will see the implicit wait. So implicit wait means it is a globally wait which applies a default wait time for all elements before throwing a no such element exception. We use this wait when elements take a short but unpredictable time to load. Example like when a web page has an element that load in a few seconds, but we don't want to check for each element separately. Also ideal, it is used ideal when most of the element on the pages take a similar time to load. This tell the WebDriver to wait for a time that we will give the in the syntax. It will wait up to this time. Then moving to the explicit wait. So what is explicit wait? Explicit wait means waits for a specific condition before throwing the exception. We use the explicit wait when element take a different time to appear or the required specific conditions like visibility, clickability or the present. Example like waiting for a button to become clickable before clicking, waiting for the text field to be visible before entering the data, also waiting for the alert to appear before handling it. Guys, you have to explain also syntax if the this question is asked to you in the interview. Means we have to explain the interview question like first we have to explain what is this question. So also we have to write the syntax. So we have to give the its one example. Means we have to like tell them like a story. Now moving to the next question. So hope you guys will understand that when to use explicit wait and when to use implicit wait. So we when we know the element's predictable time, we use the implicit wait. When the page takes a few seconds to load, that time also we use the implicit wait. But when a specific button should be clickable before clicking, or when the pop-ups appear at an unknown time, or when the element load at a different times on a page, in this condition we use the explicit wait. Also one question here again form, can we use both implicit and explicit wait together? So it is not recommended to use the both implicit and the explicit wait together because mixing them can cause an unexpected delay and a timeout exception issue. So best practice, use implicit wait for the general element loading and use explicit wait for a specific condition where element load unpredictable. So what is null pointer exception in the Java? This question is relatable to the Java. So a null pointer exception is a runtime exception in Java that occurs when we try to access a method or variable of the object which is null. It can happen when working with uninitialized object, null array reference, or the returning null from the method. And to handle it, we use a null check, try check block and ensure the proper object initialization occur or not. So a null pointer exception is a runtime exception in a Java that occur when you try to use object reference that has not been initialized. Null pointer exception occur when accessing a null reference. Always check for a null before using the object, and we use optional like object.require non-null and not and the proper initialization to prevent in this. In this way, we have to tell the about the null pointer exception. Also, as an additional, how to handle the null pointer exception. So we will use the null check means if condition. We will also use the try catch block to handle the exception. Also we use the optional. Optional means we use which are introduced in the Java 8 and we initialize the object properly. In this way we can handle the null pointer exception. Now moving to the next question, and the next question is how would you switch to the parent frame? So how would you switch the parent frame? So in Selenium, when working with a nested frame, so nested frame means frame inside another frame, we may need to switch back to the parent frame before interacting with element that present in the current frame. So there is a different way to switch to the parent frame. So first is using dot driver dot switch to dot parent frame, and this switch from the current frame to the immediate parent frame, and it is useful when working with a nested frame. Then next is a driver dot switch to dot default content. So this switches back to the main web page, means root document. As a parent frame is moved from the current frame to the immediate parent frame. So with the help of driver dot switch to default content, it will back to the main web page, and it will use when we want to exit all frame and interact with element that outside the frame. In this way, we could switch the parent frame. Parent frame. So when to use parent frame and when to use default frame. So we have to move one level up from the child frame to the its parent. That time we use the driver dot switch to dot parent frame, and we have to exit all frame and switch back to the main web page. That time we use the driver dot switch to dot default country. So in the interview, we have to explain like to switch to the parent frame, I use driver dot switch to dot parent frame, which moves one level up from the current iframe to its immediate parent. If I need to exit all frame and return to the main page, that time I use driver dot switch to dot default country. This helps handling the complex web page with a multiple nested frame effectively. In this way, we have to give the answer of this question. Now moving to the next question. So next question is difference between driver.get and the driver.navigate.to method. So both driver.get URL and the driver.navigate.to method are used to open a web page in the Selenium, but they are have a differences in their behavior. Like driver.get method open a URL in the browser and wait until the page is fully loaded. It is best for the loading a fresh web page from the scratch. Means as a its behavioral, wait until the page fully load before executing the next command. It doesn't maintain the browser history and it is equivalent to manually entering URL in the browser and hitting the enter button. In the case of driver.navigate.to method, it navigates to a URL but provide additional navigation capabilities like back, forward and a refresh. It is best for when we need a browser history navigation. It does not wait for the page to fully load. It maintains the browser history, allowing navigation using back, forward, and the refresh. It is equivalent to using browser, forward, and the back button. So, as an interview point of view, we have to say like that in the interview. Driver.get URL is used to open a web page and wait until the fully load. Whereas driver.navigate.to method is used for the navigation and maintain the browser history, allowing us to move back, forward and the refresh. If I need to load a new web page, I will go with a get method, but if I need a browser navigations, I will prefer navigate.to method. In this way, we have to explain this question's answer. Now moving to the next question, and the next question is related to the Java. And the question is, what is a method hiding in a Java? First we see what is method hiding. So method hiding occur when a static method in a parent class is redefined by a static method in the child class with the same name and the parameter. Like method overriding, method hiding is specific to the static method and does not involve the runtime polymorphism. How method hiding works. So if a subclass defines a static method with the same signature as the static method in the superclass, the method in the subclass hides the one in the superclass. Method resolution is based on the reference type and the not the object type. So main concept about the method hiding like it work only the static method. It hides the parent class method instead of overriding it. Methods resolution happen at a compile time, not a runtime, and it called using the reference type, not the object type. So in the interview, the final answer will be like that. Means we have to tell in the at an interview like this. Method hiding in a Java occur when a static method in a child class has the same name and the parameter as the static method in the parent class. Unlike method overriding, method hiding is resolved at a compile time and depends on the reference type, not the object type. It does not support runtime polymorphism. If a method is not static, then it follows a method overriding. In this way, we have to tell the answer of this question. Now moving to the next question, and the next question is difference between the default and the public access modifier. So in Java, access modifier define the visibility of the classes, method and the variable in Java. The difference between default and the public, uh, like a public method, variable or the class can be accessed from anywhere in the program within the same class, same package and a different package also. And the default access modifier means if no access modifier is defined, so it is considered as a default, like public, private, protected, whatever. If there is no access modifier, then it will be considered as a default modifier, and it accessible only within the same package, but not from the different package. So in the interview, we have to tell the answer like the public access modifier allow a class, method or a variable to be accessed from anywhere, including different package. But the default modifier means when no modifier is specified, it restricts to access the same package and it is not accessible from outside the package. In automation testing, public is used for the test method in a framework like JUnit and a test engine, while default is useful for helper method that should not be exported outside the package. In this way, we have to tell the answer of this question. So, what is different between the default and the public access modifier? So, guys, in this way, I explain all the round 2 interview question and try to provide its answer. So I have created the comprehensive notes which contain the 2000 plus interview question which contain Selenium interview question, manual interview question and the Java interview question, which is used for the beginner or the experienced tester. These notes are the perfect resources to boost your knowledge and prepare you for the challenges that comes the interview. So if you have these notes, go to I will share these notes link in the description box and the comment box also. Go through links and take these notes. In this way, I have explained the round 1 interview question, round 2 interview question, and the HR. In the HR question, the question was like, um, what is your salary expectation and how soon you join? Like this question, uh, asked in the HR round. If you like my content, so do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you.